Hi, I'm Carole-Ann with Sparkling Logic. As you may know, Rules Fest, the technical show about everything business rules, technical rules, or decision management, is coming here to San Jose, California. And Jason Morris, the chairman of the show, asked me a few questions, and I'm here to answer them today. So, the first question is, how did I first learn about the show? Actually, it was 3 years ago. James Owen had this idea that there was a need for a place for technical people to get together and to exchange ideas, brainstorm on new best practices, and things of the like. And although there were already a lot of shows and I wasn't looking forward to yet another show, I thought this was a brilliant idea. It was something that will really add something to the community of practitioners, and it was something that my customers at the time were really asking for, a place to have this kind of exchange. So since then, I'm quite happy that I've been able to participate and to collaborate in the show, in as a speaker for all these years, and helping in the organization in some modest way. The second question he asked me was what I'm going to present this year. Actually, for the first 2 years, amazingly enough, my idea was to not talk about anything business rules. So my presentations initially were about predictive analytics, demystifying this discipline that us in the business rules world don't necessarily know about, that I definitely didn't know too much about other than what I'd learned in school, or the dashboarding business intelligence I had done in the past. And so when I became in charge of this kind of technologies, I had to um, really discover a lot of things that I wanted to share with the community. And that was the idea, to really take all those business analysts or business rules architect and to put them in the shoes of a predictive analytic modeler, so that they could get more appreciation for what it takes and what it means to create those kind of models. The second year, my presentation was about business performance and how to manage that, how critical it was, or it is, in the decision management projects today. But this year, I decided to come back to my first love and to really talk about business rules, because as mature as the technology might be today, it's amazing how many projects do fail, how people have to learn again all the same things that we all went through over and over again. So the idea is really to talk about pitfalls, to give some very practical advice as to what should be the right things to do so that your project starts on the right foot. And that's how I'm gonna start the conference this year. So I'm quite excited to be the very first speaker at the conference. Um, Third question. What should be the top 3 reasons for you to come to the show? I think the first one is obviously to network, to meet other people like you. You might be isolated because often in a company it's only a handful of people like you, and you may not have, if you're not, working for a company that has already embraced decision management. You may not have a lot of people to talk to and to share ideas or share war stories. So to me, that would be the first reason to come to the show. The second one is to come with your questions, because there will be an incredible panel of speakers. I think that all the thought leaders from the industry, pretty much, with one or two exceptions, will be at that show. And it's a very informal setting where you can talk to people, you can brainstorm on ideas, you can really have access to people that may look very unavailable otherwise. So this is the place where everybody will be interested in having those conversations. So come with your questions. The third one, I think is quite interesting. It's to expand your horizon. If you're new to decision management, if it's your very first business rules project, it's an opportunity for you to get a crash course in just 3 days, and 4 if you stay for tutorials. You're gonna get the opportunity to learn as much as you would have learned otherwise in weeks or months or years. It's just an incredible amount of experience that you can gain in 3 days, in just 3 days, by listening to the talks or engaging with any of the speakers or the attendees at the show. But if you're not new to the technology, if you've actually been in the space for a while, it's also an opportunity to expand your horizons beyond the business rules aspects, and maybe looking at predictive analytics, optimization. There will be talks about CEP. Carlos is actually going to talk about big data. So there will be lots of topics that are not business rules per se, but they are close enough that they do relate and they do create a very powerful combination. So just knowing about them, getting some uh, again, some accelerated education on those technologies, or if you know already about them, getting some first-hand experience from people that have been preaching it or practicing it for a long time is an incredible opportunity, which I think you're not getting at other shows. You're getting something else. You're getting, other very, very powerful content, of course. But if you're technical in some ways, as a software developer, a rules developer, rules architect, or even a business analyst, or if you're managing those kind of projects, then I think it's really worthwhile attending the show. So I really recommend that you come, and I do hope to see you at the show. Until then, cheers! Au revoir, coupé!